Hello there, geocaches, treasure hunters and thrill seekers. You might have seen my recent video where I hid my first geocache hide, called My First Hide a Milestone Achievement. I've now got the bug and I want to hide a load more. I'm going to make a couple and then hopefully you'll see these appear in my future hide videos, possibly even one after this. So what I happen to have here is a box which I've been gathering some bits to make geocaches with. So I've got some Gorilla camo tape. I did buy this selection of tubes. They're sort of like sample tubes and they're watertight, so I thought they'd be quite useful. I think I bought about 10 of those. I've started putting together a few little magnets. Now, I actually want to do a hide featuring just that. No log to sign. All you've got to do to acknowledge that you've found the cache is photograph it in your hand and then stick it back. So I need to find somewhere magnetic for that one. I thought that would be quite a fun one to do and something a bit different. But I also have these 3 little neodymium magnets and I'm actually going to make a cache out of these today. Now I do have a location in mind for where I want to put this. I was thinking one of these might be the best container for it. So if I tape these to the outside, I know that that'll work. So that's the plan. The location that I have in mind for this is actually relatively close to where I live. This is big enough to put a nice log in it, and what we need to do first is just tape these magnets to it. I'm not going to be too precious about this. Let's trap them in there. And actually, yeah, it just needs to be in the middle of thinking about it. And the reason it needs to be in the middle is so that I can then wrap tape around the top to protect the magnets themselves and to keep them dry so that they don't rust. They are neodymium, so I'm not sure whether neodymium does rust or not, to be honest with you. Okay, so that's them initially on and sealed in. And actually, I've just realised my first mistake is that the side of this magnet, that's where the power is. So I do need to reposition these already. Good start, Carl. So the side, which is that bit, needs to be the bit that faces out. So this is just something to bear in mind, isn't it, when you're doing magnetic ones? That's much better. Right, okay. So yeah, that's pretty strong. That should do it. Not bad, huh? I could have glued those on, of course, but this tape should hold it. And this will be, as I say, close to where I live, pretty much outside the door, for ease of maintenance. Right, let's just get a log inside. Just make sure that that actually rolls up and fits in there. Spot on, look at that. I'm going to create an FTF slot at the top. That's all I've done. I've created an FTF slot and then people can just sort of like sign it as they go down. Right, let's go and hide it. Right, so where I'm looking at is actually this bench coming up here. And these are metal. So I thought I'd just attach it to one of those. Probably at the back. Probably at the back. I need to do it when nobody's looking. I also need to check, make sure it feels relatively strongly attached, and it does. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much I kind of play about with it, it's still staying there. So there it is, done. And in order so that I didn't look too much of a weirdo, with it been a nice day, I just thought I'd bring a drink and my e-cig, so it looks like I've just come out for a bit of sun. So there it is, nicely hidden. When all this traffic's currently gone, I'll show you. Right, so the previous traffic has all moved on. I'm just going to move the camera to the back of the seat and show you where the cache is. Actually, looking at that, anybody walking around the back is going to see that. So I need to rethink this. I've just had what might be a better idea, because directly opposite there, there's one of those green boxes, and behind it there's a hedge. So I could put it behind that green box. I'm going to go over and have a look. Right, so I've swapped sides and I'm sat on the bench opposite now. And I'll just explain one of the problems with that bench over there, which was the fabric of the metal is actually coming apart. This bench that I'm sat on here, the fabric of it, the metal, is actually in much better condition. And I'm going to be able to hide it on this one. But it's weird, because I wouldn't have thought that hiding caches was as hard as finding them. But it is, because there are just muggles everywhere. I see it's in place. I'll show you where. I don't know whether that actually came out, but it's under the bench, and you have to do a kind of reach round to find it. I'm going to have a walk around the bench in a minute when the latest batch of traffic's gone, just to make sure it's not visible. Right, I'm back home, I've got that placed. Now it's just a case of getting it logged on the geocaching site. I'll put the details for the cache on the screen, so if you want to go looking for it, you can. Alright, so if you've liked this, please give the video a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, by all means hit the subscribe button and that bell notification. Costs you nothing, it just means you get a notification whenever you open up YouTube, whenever I've uploaded one of my lovely videos. Okay, you take care of yourself and thank you so much for watching. Cheerio.